Yo, what is up, guys? Faceless Mondays here, back with another episode of Let's Play Yogbox. And today's texture pack will be Joliween Craft, requested by FarmeraapGAMING. And this is a creepy version of the Jolly Craft, and I've been using that on my own time. But today we'll be continuing on our Thaumcraft factory, and we're going to go out and look for an ink sac because those things are so hard to find to make our Quantasium, because it's a recipe that we need for it. But let's put that aside for now, because I've had a few requests to make my sugarcane farm, my automatic sugarcane farm, as you can see here, and I decided to make it in my Let's Play since it's pretty relevant, and you're gonna need a lot of sugarcane anyway, so I was like, why not, help everyone out and make my sugarcane. What's special about this sugarcane is it runs off the pistons. Anyone can use a piston one, where they'll just activate the, do you have a button here? Oh, that's not a button. Where they can always just activate the pistons right here, and they will all just go off, and they would, cut the sugarcanes and stuff, but what makes mine special is that I have a timer hooked onto it, and every 5 minutes it will activate the pistons, giving it enough time to grow. Of course, giving enough time for the sugar canes to grow. So I'll show you guys how to make that. What we're gonna need is shut up, bear. What we're gonna need is a bucket of water for the sugar canes. We're going to need sugar canes to start with, pistons. Oh, I thought I had pistons. Are you kidding me? Do I not see? Am I blind? What? Whatever. I'm just gonna take these pistons. Alright, so like I was saying, first everything we need is pistons. We're gonna need our sugar canes, of course. So however many sugar canes you have is how many pistons you want. So the max is 8, 16, 17. The max is 17 pistons, or 18 actually, but I'm going to show you a 3 by 3 by 1, or the width, of course. Yeah, so let's do that first. So let's find a good place for our sugarcane farm. Normally I would put it inside or underground my house, but here's a nice wide open area I can show you guys. So first thing we're going to want to do is plant the water. And what you want to do is make sure the water is raised up. So I'll show you guys why later on, but 3 right here. So if you place a water block on the surface, normally it would spread around, but how water works is it's going to flow to the nearest hole, and this is the nearest hole that we just made. And next thing you're going to want to do is dig. Where's my sword? Next thing you're going to want to do is dig 1 block away from it. And this is where we're going to put the water so the sugar canes can grow. And how sugar canes work is it only grows if the block that it's on is touching water. So obviously these ones you won't be able to put sugar canes on these ones because the blocks aren't touching water, because that's adjacent to it. So if you put it like right there, this one works because there's water in that hole, but there's no water in here, which is why we're digging a little moat around the water where we're going to plant to put water in. So we're going to need another bucket of water. So 2 buckets of water, guys. You can follow along with what I do, and I'll tell you guys how to make it bigger for your own purposes. So next we're going to place the water here. That way all the blocks here will be touching water, and you can just plant your sugar canes. Oops. Now when you do that, the water gets updated and it'll start spreading, but that's fine. You can just block it off again with sugar canes. Now next thing you're going to want to do is cover the water with whatever block you want. I always use cobble, and cobble looks nice in this texture. I messed that up. Okay, so follow along here. Now you can put sugar canes on the corner too to make them grow, but you won't be able to, well, you can piston them, but they won't be able to fall. They have a low chance of getting caught in the wire, so they'll be stuck in that corner, and you'll probably just lose the block, but, it's whatever. We can put them there anyway, so we can come back, and these things you have to manually cut down, unless you want to put pistons on them, but that's your choice. Next you want to do is piston off where you want the sugarcane to be cut. So obviously you want it to be cut in the middle. So once it grows, it can grow up to 3 blocks. We're getting pushed by the water. The sugarcanes can grow up to 3 blocks. So what you want to do is cut it off on the second block, so that way that it's still planted and it will keep growing. And next thing you want to do is wire it up with some redstone. So the redstone will work if it is on top right here. So make sure it's like that, and grab your redstone. And, wire it up from the back right there. And then let's bring the wire to hook it onto here, and we're going to want the wire to hook onto back to behind these pistons too. Oops. So let's get the wire here. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to wire it through back there too. So we're going to need a piston here. Not piston, another cobble. Another cobble here. So let's just bring these here. And we can close these off too. Like this. You can do however way you want, as long as you wire the redstone to right next to above. It has to be above the piston, like right next to above, right, like that. That way, all the pistons will activate once you press a button. Well, here's a test. You guys can test it like this. So here we go. We got a button, and that sounded pretty good. Oh, here's my boots working. Too good. Let's try to land on here. So I'm going to try it one more time. When you push this button, all the pistons activate. Now, this is it right here. This is the basic. If you wanted to make it bigger, obviously you would have more pistons here. Put more pistons there, and extend the water down a little bit more, and plant more sugar canes, and then extend the redstone signal here. So, and just a warning, guys, the signal can only extend up to 13 blocks, so you would need to add an extender or a repeater. I think a repeater would work best. So that's the basic. Now we're going to make the timer. Obviously you can come over here and check once it's fully grown. You just push the button, and then all the sugar canes would flow all the way down over here, and you can just pick them up. But sometimes we're too busy and we don't have time for that, so we're going to make a timer so it would go off every 5 minutes, which is awesome. So we place a dispenser on top of a block, then we place blocks like this to make sure the blocks don't fall out. So what we want to do is have the block that comes out of the dispenser to land on this wooden, make sure it's wooden, not stone, land on this wooden plate to bring out a signal. And then we're going to want to invert the signal, because that plate's going to be on the whole time. We want it to be on. So we have another redstone torch here to change the signal, like that. And then we're going to bring the signal back into the the dispenser. I don't know what I'm saying today. And this is not going to work because it has to be facing. Okay. Oops. I think this will work. Will it work? Nope. So what we can do with this is to block that signal, which I was going to do anyways. Like this. Oh, what? Redstone can go through glass. I didn't know that. So, okay. Here we go. Here's the setup. Bam. And then redstone wire it around through here. Stupid grass. There we go. You heard that noise? That means it is success. And let's cover the top just in case the block flies up too high and it doesn't work. So what this thing does is the dispenser will shoot an item. The item will land on the pressure plate. The pressure plate will turn this signal on, which will turn this off. We can break these ones. We'll turn this one off, and then when that turns off, it will set the dispenser off again. So, okay, here we go. Throw some blocks in that you don't want. We got a couple dirt in there, so let's reset this. And let's place this on here. Bam. So now there's a block on there. It turns this on and turns that off. So how this works is every 5 minutes a block will disappear. So if you die and all your stuff gets disappear, obviously you try to run and get to it before 5 minutes or it'll all disappear. So once this is gone in 5 minutes, it will turn the signal on, which will shoot another block out. And bam, as you can see, every 5 minutes. So what we can use with that timer is to hook it up to our pistons so that every 5 minutes after a sugarcane, hopefully that will give enough time for the sugarcane to grow, right? So after 5 minutes, the pistons will go off and we will be able to harvest, or it will automatically harvest for us our sugarcanes. So let's get rid of this button. Can we break this? Okay. And we will hook it onto this thing, the other side of the torch. So once again, this is set up. Dispenser on top of a block, pressure plate on the bottom, hooked onto an inverter. This is an inverter, guys. It'll invert the signal, and then wire the signal to the back of the dispenser again, and the other signal can be hooked onto your pistons. So let's test this. Grab that block. As we can hear, the pistons went off. Oh, it didn't. I took 2 blocks by accident. My bad. Make sure we gotta reset this again. There we go. So, okay, what you guys want to do is just to cover it up like that. But once you take the block, it would come back out, and it would activate the pistons at the same time. So now you're like, yes, it works. We're good. We'll have an automatic piston sugarcane farming thingy. So now I don't have to worry about sugarcanes anymore. Well, it will work. If that's what you want. But all your sugarcane will be inside this hole right here, so you have to come get it every 5 minutes anyways. So what you want to do now is to make an allocator to store it in the chest automatically, because you don't want it to be hanging out over here. You want it to be in a chest. You want it to automatically harvest it. So what you want to do is dig a hole and place an allocator. Make sure it's facing the right direction. Let's see here. The water will come through here, and then it'll flow in there. Let's check real quick. Is it flowing? No, it's stuck in there. Dang it. No, it's working. It's working. So make sure the arrow is pointing upwards here, and on the other side the arrow is pointing down. That means the items will go through there and come out towards here. And if you place a chest behind an allocator, okay, I forgot to tell you how to make an allocator, but if you place a chest next to an allocator on the output, it'll store it in the chest. So here's how you make an allocator: 3 cobblestone, 2 redstone, and a gold. And what the allocator does is it will run off redstone. So what you gotta do is have another signal going to the allocator. But what you want to do is give it enough time so that'll activate right when all the sugarcane's in front of it, not at the same time as the pistons. Oops. Oh, I forgot there was water in there. Okay, so we're gonna have to wire this back. Okay, so let's grab that wire that we're going to you're wiring from the allocator. We are going to wire it to our line over here. So now there's three things that's going to be coming out of the timer. Now what you want to do is delay the signal as much as you can. So make as much repeaters as you can, and make sure it's ticked on the max. So 1, 2, 3. That's the max ticks. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Did we miss one? Oh, we missed one on these ones. I don't remember how much it is, but I don't think 3 is enough. So make sure you have at least 5. I say 5 is good enough, and all max ticked out. That should delay the signal enough for the sugarcanes to flow down and reach right in front of the allocator. So let's test this, you guys. I have a bunch of sugarcanes here from my previous farm. And what you can do is to raise the wall a little bit. So I'm going to show you guys that. Do we have anything? I have dirt. So let's say I raise this wall a little bit, because sometimes the sugarcane, if it's grown the 3 block, it might land on the piston and then you won't be able to get that either. So we can make like a box around here if you would like. Okay, here we go. So let's say there's a bunch of piston sugarcanes grew up mad tall. You know, throw some down in front of the allocator. Now the allocator won't suck it in yet because there's no redstone signal to it. So, okay, let's grab this block. Too bad I can't make it 5 minutes, unless you guys want to sit here and wait 5 minutes. But as you can hear, all the pistons went off. And like I said, obviously some of the sugarcanes will get stuck on the sides, but the rest will get over here. And it will get sucked into this chest. So we have 4. Looks like we're going to need some more repeaters because we didn't delay the signal enough. And I'm getting a little bit lag. Let's delay this some more. We can delay it here too. 1, 2, 3, 4. And replace the signal here. The redstone only activates the repeater as long as it's going through the back side. Alright, and then we can place another repeater here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we can try that again. This time we're going to check on how fast the signal will be delayed. So here we go. The signal is going through pretty slow, but it doesn't give us enough time for the sugarcane to go down. So obviously you're going to need to make more repeaters, but either way it'll still work because the sugarcanes will still be here after 5 minutes. I mean, the 5 minutes will go off there, but the sugarcanes will still be here. And hopefully the signal will come through here quick enough to absorb, to take in the sugarcanes before they disappear. So it'll still work because I got 57 from my last sugarcane, and I've only been playing for like 3 episodes. And it's only on this 3 by 3 and by 1 sugarcane. So obviously I can make this bigger. But that's the basics of the piston timer of my sugarcane farm. That's about it for that. Alright, that took up like most of my time. I thought it would only take wouldn't take that long, but yep. This episode would be just about sugarcane farms, I guess. And I still don't have an ink sac, so we are going to have to go look for one. And I'm getting a little bit more laggy and more laggier the longer I play this. But I think I'm gonna stop this here, you guys. So tune in on Monday where we're going to, hopefully I'll have an ink sac by then, and we're going to get more into Thaumcraft. So make sure you have a good sugarcane setup because you're going to fall really far behind because I'm going to be making so much bookcases and I'm going to research so much. And to research you need a lot of paper, so sugarcane, you guys, don't forget, make your sugarcane farms whichever method you like, the old-fashioned way, make a giant pool, and you know, or do my piston way. Either way is fine. And thanks a lot for watching, and stay faceless.